Hi guys, my name's Nadine. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a wrap-up video for you. So these are all the films that I watched in March. I think I watched about 17. I think they were all physical watches last month as well, which is cool. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So the first film that I picked up in March was this one, Vampire Zombies from Space. Now there was lots of eye rolling when I picked this one up in the supermarket, but it was surprisingly really good. It's all black and white, and it's like an ode to 50s and 60s science fiction and horror films. And it is about this small town that is being terrorised. Dracula has come down from space in his UFO, and he is turning townspeople into vampire zombies. There is also Lloyd Kaufman in this. He turns up throughout the film in his role as, I think it was called the serial masturbator. So yeah, he just turns up at random points just jerking off. And it's like this running joke of did he finish? But yeah, it was actually really enjoyable. So if you see this out and about and you like sort of some light-hearted tongue-in-cheek movies, definitely check it out. It's well worth it. Next I watched Bloodstorm. This has another title, Nazis at the Centre of the Earth. And it is about this group of researchers in the Antarctic who are kidnapped by a bunch of Nazi stormtroopers that have been in a facility underneath the ice. It stars Jake Busey. It's kind of a made-for-TV movie. I've seen this a few times now, and it's a lot of fun. Like it's pretty brainless, but yeah, tons of fun. I enjoyed that one. Next I watched the Amityville Asylum. This follows a young girl called Lisa, I think. She gets a new job working as a cleaner in this mental institute. So she's thrilled to get this job. I think she's been unemployed for a while, so she really needs it. And she's working the night shift there. But she very soon starts to see things and hear things that she's told aren't really there. She starts to do some research into the facility. She starts to do some research into the inmates there to try and preserve her own sanity, really. But yeah, things take a bit of a darker turn for her. It was okay. Yeah, it's not going to set the world alight, this one. I think I gave it 1 star on my Letterboxd. But yeah, it was alright. After that I watched Piranha Double D. Again, another Jake Busey film. It's got Jake Busey, it's got David Hasselhoff, it's got Christopher Lloyd, it's got lots of killer piranhas in a water park. It's a lot of fun. I like these films. This is kind of my level of when I've been at work for a long day. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. I rewatched Paranormal Activity 2. I'm trying to pick up all of the Paranormal Activity films. I do love a good spooky film. Ghost films are really the only ones that can scare me. Ghosts and like demonic possession sort of things. You know, it's the things that you can't see and you can't really fight against. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. Then I watched The Echo. This follows a guy called Jesse. He has just been released from prison, and part of the conditions of his parole is that he has to go and live in the apartment that he's been left by his mother, his deceased mother. He starts to hear things and see things through the wall. Well, he doesn't see things through the walls, he hears things through the walls, and he sees things in the corridors. He hears like his neighbours fighting and stuff like that, and it getting kind of violent. And he starts to worry about the safety of the woman who lives next door and the child that lives there as well. And he starts to question whether this violent neighbour had anything to do with the death of his mother, and he starts to worry about his own safety. But yeah, it starts to take a little bit of a turn, and things aren't as they appear for poor Jesse. It was okay. Again, it wasn't like the best film I've ever seen, and it certainly wasn't dripping with tension or terrifying, but it was alright. It was worth a watch. And next, family movie nights, we carried on with the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is where the series takes a little bit of a darker turn, and things start to, well, people start dying and things like that. So my kids enjoyed that one. Next, I watched Ripper. This was surprisingly good. This is a 90s, very 90s slasher. There's lots of angst in this. And it's all sort of based on Jack the Ripper, but it's set in America in a university. Yeah, it was surprisingly good. And I think this is super cheap to pick up as well, so if you see it out and about and you like a slasher, it's well worth a watch. Next, I was in the mood for some more zombie fun. And so I picked up Outpost. I haven't seen this for such a long time, so I had loads of fun watching this one. Next, we have John Carpenter's Dark Star. So this was a student film by John Carpenter and Dan O'Bannon. So I'm really, really pleased that I watched this one as a fan of both John Carpenter and Dan O'Bannon. It was interesting to see. So it follows this group of astronauts. They're in deep space and they have to destroy planets or something. Yeah, they destroy unstable planets in star systems which are to be colonised. So their late commander is in deep freeze, but they can still talk to him. Yeah, there's a runaway alien. I know a lot of people really, really enjoy this. I found it kind of boring, I've got to be honest. I don't think I'll be keeping it. Shelf space is at a premium here, and I can't picture me putting it on again. But as I said, I'm really, really pleased that I've seen it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a comedy. What is a horror comedy here? Evil Dead 2. I love the Evil Dead series. This is my favourite in the entire series. So I'm always happy to put this one on. It's one of my cosy watches as well. You know, like if I'm feeling ill or sad or tired, it's one of the horror films that I will reach for time and time again. Next, I watched Fertile Ground. This follows this city couple who move into the country after she has a miscarriage. When they get there, there's he starts changing, she starts seeing strange things, and then she suddenly finds that after being told that she can't have children anymore, she is in fact pregnant. This doesn't add anything new into the genre. There are lots of films out there that are like this, and as soon as the film starts you can predict everything that happens in it, but having said that, it's still watchable. Yeah, I'm trying to pick up all of these After Dark Originals films when I see them. So yeah, it was alright, it was good. Next, for a family movie night, I chose Legend. This was a childhood favourite. It's one of Tom Cruise's early films. It also has Tim Curry, who is lovely in this. He's brilliant. I wouldn't say lovely actually. He's kind of demonic, but he's brilliant for sure. Lots of adventure, fairies and unicorns and all sorts. Goblins. Yeah, loads going on in this film, and honestly, you've probably seen it anyway. Everybody's seen Legend. Surely everyone's seen Legend. And then I had a bit of stand-up, Greg Davies live. I love Greg Davies. He's so funny. And I I think I've got a bit of a weird crush on him, actually. And then I watched Night Shadows. So this was the VHS box that I picked up that was, empty. I'm very stiff, apparently. But somebody had uploaded the film onto YouTube, so I watched it because I was really intrigued because I love this cover so much. So I watched this. It follows this reporter who she's on the brink of success, and she is drawn back to her small hometown. So she decides to go back there before she commits to this new great job. But then loads of brutal murders start happening, and she sort of teams up with the sheriff there, who she's got a bit of a history with, to try and work out what's going on. It's low budget, 80s fun. I do wish that we'd seen more of the werewolf in this. I mean, it was clearly just a guy in a costume, but it was a good costume. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more of that. The effects were not the best. The storyline was not the best, but somehow it has like, it's got a bit of charm to it. I quite enjoyed this film. Next I watched Snakes on a Train. So this is, this woman has this sort of curse placed on her where all of her insides are snakes and they start trying to escape. And her husband is trying to get her to America where she can be treated by some kind of, I don't know, voodoo priest or whatever. But yeah, her snakes start erupting on this train and attacking people. It's okay. I wouldn't go out of my way to pick it up if you see it out and about and it's super cheap and you haven't seen it before. It might be worth a watch. It was alright. And then finally, one of my favourite watches of March was Hatchet for the Honeymoon. This is a 70s giallo directed by Mario Bava. And it follows this guy, John, I think, yeah, John Harrington, who is a fashion designer. He designs bridal wear, and he is labouring under lots of childhood trauma, and he's in a loveless marriage. His wife will not divorce him, and so he starts murdering the brides-to-be. It is very, very stylish. Really, yeah, it's quite a beautifully shot film. I really enjoyed this. Definitely would recommend. I'm trying to pick up all of these Italian collections, the 88 films. I used to have a bigger collection than I do. I've only got a few now. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So yeah, I used to have quite a lot of them, but I let them go, unfortunately, so I'm looking for the others now when I see them. So yeah, that was it. Those were all of the films that I watched in March. Let me know if you've seen any of these and what you think of them, or let me know if you're planning on checking any of them out. And we'll have a little chat in the comments. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!